7 o'clock. So let's go ahead and get started on our knees, on our mat. So go ahead and grab a pillow if you need. If you're not comfortable sitting on your knees, that's okay. Maybe a towel. So we're going to start here this morning. We're going to start with the arms. We're going to do our arm cars. So we're going to start with one arm fully extended. Palm is going to face us. We're reaching up as tall as we can. Once we get to this point, we're going to rotate that palm away. And come all the way back down to complete that circle. So then we're just going to go all the way back through that again. So when we get fully extended behind us, go ahead and flip that palm again facing the opposite way, coming up and back down. So we're going to go 2 more on this first arm. Nice big reach. Exploring the shoulder joint this morning. Not pushing through any barriers that might cause pain. So this should all feel good. All right, let's switch arms now. So same thing here. Reach it nice and big. Rotate that palm away. Come all the way back down. Good, nice big reach. So as we're stretching this morning, let's also be fully present. Focus on our breath. Making sure everything is moving well. Feeling good. All right, let's come on to our hands and knees next. We're going to do some cat-cows just to get the spine moving. So drop the stomach down towards the floor. Then we're going to reach up, arch nice and big. So inhale at this top portion, exhale as we drop. Let's go 2 more here. And last one. So now we're going to make it a little bit more of a stretch by bringing up our right foot to our right hand. So half mountain climber, half feeling mountain climber here. What we're going to do is just drop into the hip here. Trying to ease our way into this stretch wherever we are this morning. You can kind of rock back and forth here. Go ahead and switch legs now. So what we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So rocking back slightly here. Dropping into the hip. All right, bringing that knee back down. We're going to bring our right leg back up here. So now we're going to add a little cat-cow in there. So try to arch the back up. And then bring it back down to neutral. So we're going to arch up towards the ceiling. And we're going to come down, dropping into that hip. Let's go for one more here. All right, same thing on the other leg. So I'm going to do some small cat-cows here. So arching up nice and big. Inhaling and then exhale. Drop into the hip. All right, go ahead and drop that back to our quadruped position. I want you guys to get hands a little bit closer to knees here, so a narrow base. What we're going to do is go from this position into legs extended and then back down. So the closer your hands are to your knees, the more difficult, more stretch you'll have. So wherever you feel comfortable this morning, go ahead and join me here. So we're tapping our knees down to the mat, and then we're just pushing up, getting a good stretch in the back of our legs. We're also pushing away from the mat, so making everything nice and long. Bring it back down to a neutral spine, and then we're going back up here again. So the more stretched out, more comfortable you feel, maybe the closer you can get. So now my hands and knees are almost touching, or they are touching. So now I'm coming up, reach up nice and big. All right, let's go for one more here. All right. So now we're going to move into our hip cars since we're staying in our quadruped position. What that's going to look like, we're going to squeeze our glute, lift the leg up into 90-90. We're then going to rotate that hip out to the side, knee out to the side, come back down, meeting the other knee. Then we'll go through that whole thing again, reverse. So come out to the side like a fire hydrant. Rotate, keep that heel up towards the ceiling. Bring it right back straight behind us and down. So go ahead at your own pace. We're coming out to the side, keeping that heel up towards the ceiling now. Bringing it back down. Squeeze the glute. Drop the heel. Point the knee out. All right, let's switch sides now. So now, going on to the left leg, same thing here. I'm going to squeeze, reach that heel up. Nice flat back. Point the knee out to the side. Meet the other knee in the center. So let's take inventory of how our hips are feeling this morning. Is one tighter than the other? Am I feeling this in my low back? So I like to take inventory and then respect where I am, kind of work through it. Last one here. All right. Let's move into our 90-90. So we're going to start with our seated, with our feet on the floor. Knees are just going to drop out to the side here. Let's just open up the hips here in our seated position now. Take a moment to get the spine up nice and straight. Chest is up. All right, so front leg is in a 90-degree. Rear leg is in a 90-degree angle. What I want us to do is try to pick up our heel up off the floor. So we're going to feel this kind of in the glute area. So go ahead with me. Hold it for 5 seconds if you can. 3, 2, 1. Good. Then pick that knee up off the floor if you can. And put it back down. So we're going to go through that a few times on this side. Then we'll switch sides. So again, Squeeze that heel up off the floor in 3, 2, 1. Good. Just bring that hip up. So we're just kind of working through the hip capsule here. So again, lifting the heel up off the floor. So you'll really feel it right here in the glute medius. 2, 1. Good. Just get some more mobility in the hips, so just lifting it up wherever it feels good. Let's go one more here. 3, 2, 1. Dropping the ankle. We're going to rotate. Try to use no hands if you can. Coming on to the other side. So now since we're here, same thing. Grabbing the front leg if you would like. The rear leg, we're going to try to get that heel up off the floor. Hold it for 5, 3, 2, 1. Try to pick that knee up off the floor. Try to see how it's feeling. So again, picking up the heel. 3, 2, 1. Drop it. We're just going to drop it and lift. All right, again, picking up that heel. We have 2 more here. 3, 2, 1. Drop it. We'll lift the hip up. And let's go one more here. 3, 2, 1. All right, awesome. So let's move on into our straddle position. So we're hands and knees again, but we're going to have a wider base. So knees are spread out, feet can be closer together if we like. What we're going to do is try to drop onto our elbows if we can. And we're going to sit back into our heels here. And we're going to bend, if you're able, give yourself some assistance and bend the elbows. And we're going to hang out here for just a minute. So really try to focus on your breath. You can also try to walk the fingertips, stretching out as far as you can on your mat. Whatever feels better this morning. So we're going to hang out here for just a few more moments. Try to get one more nice deep breath in. All right. So we're going to move into our spider stretch with a hip drop. I'll walk you through that. So we're going to come up into our plank position. Bring your left foot to your left hand. So we're here in our world's greatest stretch almost. We're going to hang out here. From here, let's go ahead and try to drop this hip of the extended leg. And we're going to rotate the other foot away. So I'll come over here. We're in this lunging position, rotating foot. I'm going to drop the hip, give it a nice hug. All right, coming back up. We're going to switch legs. So same thing on the other side. Right foot to right hand now. Rotating the foot away. Dropping the hip. right, let's go ahead and switch sides again. So lunging forward, dropping down. If you would like, you can also just sit here to sit up nice and tall, dropping the right leg down. And hold on to the bent knee. Good, let's go one more on the other side here. So lunging forward with my right now. So right leg forward. All right, and let's bring it on down to our backs. Bring it on down. We're going to keep one leg bent. The other leg's going to come up. If you're able, you can grab the ankle if you would like. You can grab the foot if you're feeling it. We're going to try to extend the leg up. So again, you can hold the ankle if you want. We're going to bend. I'm going to go right back into extension. So we're just going back and forth here. Option to have the hands behind the knees as well, so going to those kicks. Okay, let's bring it on down. Let's go other leg. Breathing through the stretch. We don't want to tense the muscles, we want to relax them. Let's go for one more here, guys. Go ahead and bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. We're going to finish with one nice deep breath here. So go ahead with me. One big belly breath. And exhale. All right. So you guys can hang out here as long as you want. That is all the time we have for morning mobility. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Happy Friday. Don't forget to join us back here at 11:15 for Unravel.